Energy and Petrochemicals Department, Shri Arun Singh Ji, Chairman WRPC, Shri Rajgopalan, MD UNL, Shri S.T. Taksande Ji, Shri U.G. Salte Ji, ladies and gentlemen. I am sure you must have had a very lovely, pleasant morning. 9:30 was a time slightly early, or maybe many of you might have enjoyed, but because of certain pre-planned meetings I had because of the assembly, I requested Shri Negi to have it early. Friends, energy is one of the most important departments as far as the state government is concerned or the central government is concerned. And whenever you talk of growth, this sector has always been given a priority, or it has to perform well for the country to grow. We have been hearing a lot of Prime Ministers since last 10 years to improve the sector. But the speed with which we should have proceeded, we have not proceeded. And it's an unfortunate part. We are not in a position to have many of the villages connected with power. Forget giving 24/7 hours power. I remember one instance about 4 years back. I was in a meeting in Delhi where I was discussing the gas grid issue with the secretaries. I was telling them that if you want to save subsidy on LPG, you should promote gas grid in all the cities as well as the villages. And whatever the savings you make for one particular year, the central government should give incentives to the state government. The first year is for the state government and the balance is for the center. So he's looking at me and telling me, आप गैस की सब्सिडी की बात कर रहे हो, पाइपलाइन की सब्सिडी की बात करो, यहाँ पे पानी और बिजली हम गांव में नहीं दे सकते, तो गैस कहाँ से देंगे? See, you have to change your approach of thinking. Right now, whatever issues which we have of subsidies is one of the reasons is that we don't change our attitudes. The same thing is required in this sector also. You look at all the aspects. Transmission corridor. Were we not aware that this many generation capacities are coming up in the country? If they are coming up, then why the corridors are not planned in advance? Why this delay? Imagine a situation where Gujarat is backing down to the tune of 2,000 to 3,000 megawatts a day. The reason? No transmission corridors available, no fuels available. Our planners, it is their responsibility to look after the requirements of the sector. Coal. All of us were aware that our requirements of coal is X. Then why is it that we have not been able to achieve these targets? We have committees, minister level committees. They hear everyone, they discuss everything, and at the end of the day, they can't take decisions. There is policy paralysis. Why? Because one state or a couple of states are influencing the decision. And because when the states influence the decision, the country suffers. Imagine you get good quality coal at a freight of 750 on the coastline of Gujarat, and you have to pay 2,500 rupees from bringing it from the eastern coalfields, Orissa, Bihar and everywhere. Imagine the loss to the nation. Why is it the country not been able to take a decision till today regarding the policies to be adopted for fuel? What is the maximum benefits to be derived by each state? What is the type of coal which is required for each state? And the best part is that all states should feel that they are also beneficial of this policy. Today it is so unfortunate that imagine, I don't know whether I should say this on the forum or not, but there are many states over here who are getting the advantage. Getting from WCL, coal fields. We are getting 5% of the requirements. There are other states who are getting 85%, 90%, 95%. Now when you're looking at policies of a nation, is it fair? It cannot be fair. And this is not the way the nation should work. Look at gas allocation. We are also producing gas in Panna Mukta Tapi, but we have never got any additional PLF allocation. Then why is it that the other states are getting? Our power projects are defined as power sector companies. Then why is it that special status is given to certain power projects as fertilizer sector? See, you people are sitting in the bureaucracy, and it is time that such discrepancies, at least it should be brought to the notice of the topmost decision makers. That country cannot run if policies are not same. We have given so many suggestions. Say, how can you expect 2,000 megawatts in Gujarat, Andhra, Maharashtra, I don't know how many places who are gas-based economy or gas-based power projects running at 30-35% capacity? Okay, bring imported gas, put it in the basket. The central power companies like NTPC, Sardar Saurabh, Nuclear Power Corporation, I don't know how many companies they have. About 8-10 companies must be producing X megawatts. This 3,000 should be pulled in that. Hardly the price will increase by 5-10 paisa. But such decisions have not been taken. And idle capacity is lying in this state. And it is very unfortunate that this is because of lack of decision making. You will not find, or you will hardly find, any new generation capacities coming up in the private sector in the last 2-3 years. All these capacities which we heard from the chairman entering into the system is because they started early. But try to look at 1 or 2 plants if you have in mind, which have started erection last 1 year, or which have started erection last 2 years. Why? Why have not they started? They have not started because they don't feel confident. The bankers don't feel confident. They are not sure whether they are going to get the fuel. They are not sure whether they are going to get the environment permission. So these are the reasons why they have not yet started. The result will be that after 5 years, you will have a big vacuum as far as new generation capital is coming up in the private sector. So I am sure these are the issues which they will take up. We have brought this to the level of the ministry. And even in transmission, you will have a lot of issues. ROU problems will come up. The prices of land is going up. The farmers are resisting. The reason why they are resisting is the value of land. If a tower is erected in the fields, the value of land comes down drastically. They do not get any permission. And that is the reason the resistance is going to go on increasing day by day. So the solution is bring in new technology, use the existing network to increase the capacities. Because to transmit more and power, you will require more capacities, but to bring more capacities, you will have this land issue problem. So the best thing is to bring in new technologies and increase the capacities in the existing network. So these are many challenges which we will be facing in the days to come. But one good observation is that since last 4-5 years, this segment has done a pretty good job. The frequencies are more stable. You don't find that much variations. The grid is very, very stable. More automation has been done, computerization has been done. You can have more data on hand. And I think this is because of the lot of hard work which you all have put in many years. And I'm sure you will be doing a wonderful job in the years to come to improve the systems in a much better way. Another couple of issues which I feel are very important is the financial stability of the distribution companies. Many of the states have lost election because they could not give power. So a lot of budgetary provisions have been started coming in the energy sector. But the financial stability is very, very important. And this financial stability will only come if the revenues from different sectors can bring in certain profits. Today what has happened is that the agriculture sector, the consumption in the agriculture sector is much faster than any other sectors, the growth. And because of this growth in the agriculture sector, because of no more new connections being given in, because the water tables are going down, this has resulted in more burdens to the state utilities. So it is very important that all governments should attract more and more industries in the states to match the increase. Agriculture consumption is good. It does help in agriculture growth. But for the energy sector, getting revenues is more important, is available from the industry sector. So what we have decided? We have decided that the surplus which we have today we have 18,000 megawatts, maybe by another 3-4 years we'll be touching 25,000 megawatts. Now when we touch this figure, we are also aware that such huge surpluses will not be able to sell this in other parts of the country. And hence we have gone for a push in the manufacturing sector. Only yesterday we came up with a policy of increasing the manufacturing growth in the GDP. Today the country is planning from around 18% to 25%. We already have 27.2% and we want to bring it up to 32% in the next 5 years. And that is the reason we want our manufacturing sector to grow at a much faster pace than other sectors. We came up with a textile policy. We had planned 25 lakh spindles in 5 years. We got a lovely response and we have intentions already in the first year of 40 lakh spindles. So these are the ways of bringing in more consumption in the industry sector, which would not only help bring in more employment to the people of the state, but will also bring in more revenues in the form of VAT or CST, which will strengthen our financial stability of the state. So friends, there are a lot of issues. I'm sure all of you must be having a lot of good discussions. Solar is also one of the issues which I think will be one of the important sectors in the years to come. We feel that RE purchase obligation should be made compulsory and it should be a part of, it should be a percentage of consumption. And if every regulator very strictly follows it, then this sector will grow and will be able to resolve. See, when we started solar, we were the first, and our average price is 14.5. Today it has come down to 7, 8 or maybe less. If all the states bring in more solar energy, then there are all possibilities that this might even come down to 4 or 5 in next 5 to 7 years. And when this comes in, our fuel issues may be resolved, can be resolved. Second is promotion of solar rooftop is also very, very important. Solar rooftop might be slightly more expensive than normal solar generations, but I feel over a period of time this can also help because it can save a lot of losses, number one. Number two, it can bring in an additional income to the household which puts in solar rooftop generation capacity. So it can help more and more individuals. So this is also one area which we are concentrating. Our Chief Minister idea was to have all our canals with rooftop. So we started with 1 megawatt. The performance is pretty good. And this year we are going to increase it to 20 megawatts. So I'm sure in the days to come, if all the canals are having rooftop solar generation capacities, maybe the transmission cost might be slightly higher in this type of generation, but it might save a lot of land which is scarce. So these are the new ideas which we are going ahead with. I'm sure a lot of new ideas will come up in your discussions in this wonderful meeting, and I wish you all success and assure you of the support of the government.